quick update here. What we're doing is I'm working with JP, who is on the other side of the car there, that you can't really see. But what we're doing is we are cleaning up the sills, and I've just spent some time on this side rubbing or cleaning up the sills with a tar cleaner, and then just lightly brushing over it to rough it up with some Scotch-Brite, which I have over there. And then we're going to put some stone chip underneath, and we're actually doing a little bit more than planned. If I go around here, I can show you. JP is rubbing down some of the rust spots on here, and we will be going above this stone chip line into the visible paint. But that's why he's a professional, and he's doing the work rather than me. So this is an example of what JP's doing. He's taking it right down to the bare metal just to remove some of this bubbling. Excellent. That's what I'm doing. That's fine. Ja. Ja, klar. Okay guys, this is a bit of an update. JP's been busy on this all day and he's done an excellent job. Basically what he's done is put all of the stone chip on and rubbed it down, and it's basically a factory finish. He's done such an amazing job. It's very exciting. And he's actually going to apply some colour now. So I'm going to go out. We're going to close the roller shutter so no dust flies up, and he's going to get it done. Okay guys, so JP has now gone and it's all touch dry, and he's done a fantastic job. I am so pleased but also relieved at the same time, because this is something that I've been worrying about for the last 4 bloody years, and finally I've found a guy who is a really cool guy, really helpful, really nice, and also has excuse me, a passion for cars and motorcycles. And he's done all of this at a really good price. He's also doing the wings as well. And look at this. I mean, it's just incredible. He's blended in this area here, you know, which is really talented work. You know, he rubbed it down to here, and he said he did the base color to here, and then the clear coat to here, and then you use some kind of another material to blend it in. God knows what it's called. But oh God, it looks fantastic. I'm really pleased. So he's coming back on Tuesday. It's now, what's the day today? Thursday. We're going away for Easter tomorrow, and on Tuesday, after Easter Monday, he's coming back to finish things off. And the day after that, I believe he's going to finish off the wings. So by next weekend, oh yeah, and he's coming back next weekend to help me put the wings in as well. So he said after he's swapped he's changed professions a couple of years ago when he joined our company. He worked for 35 years in the automotive industry, and he really misses it. So I think he's really, really enjoyed doing this work in the garage. So, and I've really enjoyed having him. So I'm really pleased.
Ja, ist cool.
Bitte?
Die Dokumentation, das finde ich.
Er ist total cool. Ja.
Gut.
Hast du meinen YouTube-Kanal gefunden?
Ja.
Hast du gefunden?
Ja.
Ah, ja.
Also Instagram hat es mir angezeigt.
Ja. Ach so, ja, stimmt. Ja, ja, cool.
KI.
Sieht aber cool aus, mein Gott. Wow, look at that. Nice, very nice, like new. So JP has done an excellent job, and I'm really pleased with the work that he's done. And as I've said before, on top of it all, he's a really nice guy and has an eye for detail. And of course, in the background, he's been working on the wings, which I haven't really shown you much about, but they've been quite a lot of work, really. There was a bit of surface rust on the lip of the wheel arches and also behind the metal. So he's rubbed all of that down, he's treated it, and as you can see here in the photographs, he's done a fantastic job. He also applied a little bit of stone chip on the inside lip of the wheel arch, because from factory there's a foam there which stops the wheel arch liner rubbing, but it collects moisture and creates also rust. So I took delivery of a whole bunch of parts over the last couple of weeks. I haven't actually been working on the Porsche for 2 or 3 weeks now. A lot of traveling. I was actually off sick for about a week, which was unfortunately over a weekend, so I couldn't get up last weekend. We've also been doing work on the E36, and I've also taken delivery, which I showed on Instagram, of the front wings for the 911. Really exciting. The painter also did the work here, which I showed you before. So that is done. Fantastic. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to, well, see how much I can get done, but the water pump, the header tank, the water pipe here, which I've got new. What else have I got? I think that's it to start with. But yeah, that's the plan for today. Okay guys, so a little bit of an update. I've drained all of the coolant, which is over there. What you have to do is you have to remove, this is to change the water pump and thermostat, by the way. You remove the bracketry here for the catalytic converters. You have to support the engine, obviously. You have to bring this plate forward, the engine carrier plate forward, remove the serpentine belt and the airbox from inside the car. You also have to remove these water pipes on this side, because it's very difficult to get to otherwise. But there we are. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go around the water pump now and remove these bolts. It is incredibly tight working in there. God knows how I'm going to get the torque settings on those bolts. There are 7 bolts holding the water pump to the engine block. So obviously the water pump has been done before, because essentially from the factory, I think this is the oil pump in here. The gasket for the water pump and the oil pump are one. And actually you can see here, where can you see it? Just here, that the original seal has been cut, and that's the procedure of how to do it. You cut through the 2 or 3 tabs there. There's another one just up there. You can see it's been cut, and then you fit the new water pump. So a bit of cleaning up to do here. You can see quite a lot of mess in there, dirt, and a little bit of onset of corrosion. And obviously the seal is sealant. They've used RTV or something there. Right, so I'm going to clean that up and refit the new pump. To give you an idea, this is what the pump looks like. I'm changing it because I think it was last changed in 2016, and I think there was a bit of a leak from the spindle in there. So I just want to do everything now while I've got access to everything, and then I'll know it's all done. Chances are that's still fine. Could even clean this up and sell it, but that's what the pump looks like. Okay guys, a little update on the thermostat now. So essentially I spent some time rooting around in the parts bin looking for the original thermostat that I took off the car, and yes, it's got the Porsche number, part number there, and I thought, oh god, okay, well I'll put this back on because I prefer the originals, and it's quite a lot of work obviously cleaning that up. But then I realized that this has exactly the same markings on it with the Porsche number scrubbed off, which is slightly visible. So I think this is from Borg-Warner, here it is, Borg-Warner. And this is, yeah, they obviously produce for Porsche. And I bought this because I bought a low temperature thermostat, which I ended up not liking at all. It really didn't do anything for the car, and the car, when I was driving it, it's on a 71 degree thermostat, you can see there. It always ran a little bit hot, strangely or ironically. So I'm just going to put the original back in. I bought one from Porsche, 83 degrees. This is the part number here. And yeah, so it's very easy to put back in. All you do, put that in there. And there is a special Porsche tool for this, but it's nonsense because you don't need it. And all you do is you line that up in there, put that in, and you push down. I need both hands for it. You push down, it's not a very strong spring, and you turn that so it locks in here. Okay, that's the new thermostat fitted, and I'm going to put it in now. Okay guys, finally got the pump and the thermostat in, all torqued up. They're 10 Newton meters per bolt there on both items. It's very, very fiddly, and of course it would have been literally a half an hour job for both of them while the engine was off the car, but it's literally taken me hours to do this because of the space and all the faffing about. So if you've ever got your engine out, always do the thermostat, always do the header tank, and always do the water pump. It's not worth the prattling about. I've been up here for 5 hours doing this already. Okay, so now I'm going to put the hoses back in, or back on, and give you an update in a minute. So that is everything back on. Serpentine belt is back on too. Just use the service manual to remind me of which way that goes. All of the Jubilee clips are back on, tightened up. They were actually quite loose from when I first did them. And yeah, everything else is tightened up. So I think we're good to go. So the next job is to change out the header tank. Now, looking in the service manual, it doesn't say you have to drop the engine at all, which I cannot believe for a moment. But I shall see. But I think I'm going to leave that until tomorrow. I'm working on the Porsche again today. It's Sunday, and replaced the water pump and thermostat yesterday, as you saw, and now I'm tackling the header tank. So I've got the new one over here. That's that, with the new valve. I didn't buy a new cap because that isn't that old, that one, and I think it's like 60 euros, that thing, so it's well worth making the saving. So I've made the connections. I've taken the secondary air pump out, taken off the connections, there's 3 of them, and now I'm just working out how to get it out. In the user manual, in the not the Haynes manual, but the Bentley manual, it makes it sound really easy, but yeah, well, not that easy at the moment, but I'll give you an update once I've got it out. Okay, so it's a bit fiddly, but having disconnected all of the hoses, there's this funny clip here, which you've just got to, I actually put some WD-40 on it and it made a massive difference. You've just got to wobble this free. There are only bolts, or 1 bolt at the front of the header tank here, nothing at the back. And then as soon as you've got that loose, you've got to actually drop the engine about 1 inch or 2, or 1.5 inches. So I'm going to put a jack underneath. I'm going to start just by lowering it on the engine mounts because there's quite a lot of room on those engine mount studs. Okay guys, so if you want to practice swearing at your car and get really annoyed on a Sunday afternoon, then I suggest you swap out the header tank on your Porsche 996, because that is an utter pain in the arse. More frustrating because obviously I had the engine out of the car and I could have done it really easily. It would have taken 10 seconds, but this has taken, I don't know, 2 hours and a lot of swearing and bad mood later. And it's out, and the way I did it was, and it's like not even close. You saw people on the internet doing it, and it looks so easy, but God knows why it wasn't on mine. I lowered the engine, and obviously you'll realize that you can't lower it all the way because the cross member gets in the way. And then you can see the angle of the jack here. I had to push the jack over so it shifted the engine to the right, and it came out. So here it is in all its glory. There is not a single crack in it. So this is fine, this one, but it's worth doing. But yeah, I'd have been way happier to have found a crack, but I haven't found a crack. Not where I thought there was one anyway. Probably just a Jubilee clip that wasn't tightened up when it was leaking. Anyway, I'm gonna put the new one, do some cleaning up in here first, because you can see it's pretty dirty, and then I'm gonna put the new one back in. Okay, so I've cleaned that up. Didn't take too long really. And I'm now going to fit, Look, that's broken. That clip is broken. Ah! Okay, so 17 hours to take out and about 20 seconds to put back in. God knows how, but that is the new header tank in. Sorry if I'm a little bit agitated with this video, but sometimes it gets a bit much. So I've got to put the level sensor back in and connect up all the pipes, shift the engine back over to the left, and then complete installation. Okay guys, so everything's back in, everything's torqued up. The only thing I've got to do is the engine mounts. I'm going to torque those in a sec, but everything above the car, or at least at the top of the engine bay, is done. And there it is. So new thermostat, new water pump, new water pipe, and new header tank. Okay guys, just tightening up the engine mounts, and they are at 85 Newton meters. Make sure the mount is square within the engine carrier. Okay, so just torquing up the sway bar bolts here. So they are 23 Newton meters to the side carrier. Okay guys, so I just finished off by torquing up the sway bar bolts. They are 23 Newton meters. They're done left and right. And yeah, so that's it really. That's the job done. The only thing I've got to do now is I've got to drain the system entirely and then vacuum fill it again with the coolant. So I'll do that when I'm back. I'm actually traveling to China this coming week. So I'm there for a week, which actually straddles 2 weekends, which is a bit of a pain in the arse. But still, never been to China before, so that's going to be quite exciting. And when I'm back, I'm focusing on finishing the Porsche because I've got a date with my daughter for her prom, and it's got to be done by then. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully it was useful. I did get a bit annoyed halfway through with that header tank, but I challenge anybody to do that job without getting slightly upset. Anyway, thanks for your support. Hope you enjoyed the video, as I said, and I'll speak to you soon. See you later.